Hi everyone, and today we're going to be looking at Imps, Devilish Duels. Now this is a game we saw at the UK Gamers Expo 2016, and based on a demo we got there, I immediately backed the game when it appeared on Kickstarter. It's a dice and card battle game for 2 players by Kedrick Winks. It is published by Triple Ace Games here in the UK, and essentially each player has a team of imps that have different elemental powers, and each player has a series of dice. And there are 4 different types of element, and as the game goes on you roll the dice, do elemental trials, and then if you lose, one of your imps gets banished, and the winner is the player who has banished all the other imps from the other player. So once all your imps are gone, you're out, basically. So that's a quick description of the game. Let's open it up and have a look inside. As you can see, this has already been opened because I have played it since it's arrived, so sorry about that, but there you go. Let's take a look at Imps, Devilish Duels. Okay, what we got inside the box? Let's have a look. I do actually know this, as I say, I have been in it already. We have the dice, lots of dice. So we've got 4 for each type of element there. We have the rules, obviously. We have this, which is the where players will place their dice. I haven't popped these out, and you'll see why in a moment. But what happens is, as the game goes, players roll the dice, put them in each of the elements, and then you go through them in order, resolving them, and depending on who wins each one, different things happen as you go through them, and then at the end someone will be the winner and they get to banish one of the other players' imps that they've chosen for that round. So we've got a basic turn sequence player aid card here. That shows you what happens for each of the trials when someone wins. So when someone wins the Earth trial, which is the green one, they can add 1 to one of their own dice further on down, or if they win by more than double the number of points of the other player, they get to add 2 of their own dice. For the 5 trial, the same thing. If they win, you get to re-roll one of your opponent's dice. If you win by double, then you get to remove one of your opponent's dice from the board. If you win the water trial, you get to add +1 to 2 of your dice. If you double, you get to add +1 to 2 dice, and then roll or re-roll any 1 dice. And the final one, the air trial, if you win that, then you banish one of your opponent's imps, and if you more than double, you get to not only banish one of their imps, but also 1 in play dice that's not an air dice. So there you go, that explains that. So how do you do this? So at the start of the game, everyone chooses 4 imps from the pile. So there's lots of different ones from each element, and some of them have got different effects that do different things. There are certain combinations that are more powerful than others, but obviously that's something that people will generally work out as the more times they play the game. So there's that. That's a basic look at the rules. Now, the reason I haven't done this is because as part of the Kickstarter I backed, I got, if I bring it over here, this lovely, massive, great big thing for playing the game. So each player has got the same, so I'll put it like that so people can see. So you've got the dice pool of all of your dice, so everyone starts with the same amount of dice. The card pool of all of your imps, and then each round you choose 2 of your imps to play. Now those imps can influence what happens during the trials based on their abilities that they've got. And that's why I haven't popped out the card, because I've been using this to put the dice down. So if you imagine that on a game, you've got, let me just tidy these up a bit. You've got your 4 imps. I'll just choose the first 4 at random, and you'll go, in this round I'm going to play with this one and this one. And you've got all your dice. You'll roll them, and then you'll put them in the various positions here. And then effectively what goes on is then everyone will resolve them as they go. Obviously, if someone wins one, then they can potentially affect the dice further on down, or they will affect the dice further on down. But then based on your abilities, you can also do things. So you can say, yes, but all my opponent's dice in the fire trial have got -1 on them. So then, although they may have won because they've removed one of your dice, for example, if then they had a 2 and a 2 and they would go, I've got 4, then you would go, no, you've got 1 and a 1. So I actually win because I've got 3. So it, there's a bit of strategy to choosing imps based on what you think is going to happen in that round. So, but obviously as the game goes on, players' imps will get banished, so your choices will get less and less. Really enjoyable little 2-player game. I've had good fun playing this with Ray. And so if you want to know more about imps, then you can just go to the Triple Ace Games website, tripleacegames.com. And really nice little game that Kedrick has put together. So I'll definitely recommend this one. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you for our next unboxing video.